Yo,
Hello, Mr. Nick.
lijkt te werken.
Okay, we are
Good news.
online already.
We are online already.
Yes,
Really good.
really good.
All right.
So, warm welcome to everyone tonight, this evening. We had a couple of teething problems getting started for tonight. Nick has a little bit of an internet issue, but he seems to be back now. So, welcome to everyone who's joined us already for tonight's meeting. And warm welcome to you as well, Nick, after a week off. Last week we didn't run the meeting, we postponed it to this week. But we have another great turnout, haven't we, Nick? So I'm excited to see what's going to happen tonight. We are running our English Championship final. We have 40 plus bookings. And it's looking to be a very entertaining evening. Jeremy van der Kraats, who's also racing, is our race meeting admin again this evening. Me and Nick will be commentating again. So, Nick, how is things for you? Does it seem to be working now?
Yeah, first of all, hello and welcome to every single one of you out there back on their screens. It's really good to be back now after a while off, a week off, where we postponed the meeting, of course, last week. And we are back with a, I'm sure, smashing meeting once again. We are at Bellevue tonight. It's looking really good out there already with practice going at the moment. And all the drivers are really trying their best to get their brand new tyre, which is sponsored by Chatteris Garage. So thank you to Ivan Street, one of the people that are serving the saloon formula for a good few years now. One of the first people I met around the circuits when I went over to the UK with my dad. So thank you for that, Ivan. Thanks for supporting us with our E-Series. And I'm looking forward to who's going to take the English Championship tonight.
Yeah, it looks to be very exciting. Big thanks to Ivan as well for sponsoring this meeting tonight. It should be good fun. There should be a lot of big crashes as well, I think, Nick. What do you reckon? I think it's going to be good. I think we need to quickly look at our tonight's meeting format. Because I heard Jeremy, our race admin, that they will be starting at 40 past 7, which is about in 1 minute. So give me a second, I'll get the format scene up and we'll have a look at tonight's race.
So then, we'll have a packed format once again for tonight's meeting. We've got 4 qualifying heats. In those heats, the drivers will have to score as many points as possible to make it on the grid for the English Championship tonight. 24 cars will make their way on the grid for the English Championship with one wild card at the back of the grid. That's the white card, of course, you can vote for just before the English Championship final. So we're really looking forward to a good amount of races tonight. And after the English Championship, we'll have a all-comers event, of course, as well as a little revenge after the English Championship. So a packed format once again for the Saloon Stockyards. And we are looking forward to who's going to be the champion after the meeting tonight.
Yeah, and like the last couple of weeks, we are doing another wildcard tonight, aren't we, Nick? So it's exciting to see after the 4 heats of qualifying, no consolation this time. You get the chance of voting for your favorite driver again and see who makes it into the big final of the English Championship. Big welcome to everyone who's watching through the 2 Liter Saloon page as well tonight. Thanks to Nikki, we are able to stream on your Facebook page tonight as well, so it's good to see them people joining us. And we've got a massive 161 people watching across the DSCDA Facebook and YouTube channel and the 2 Liter Saloon page. If you want to watch in high quality, go over to YouTube. You can watch it on your TV as well if you like. I'm excited. After a week off, I can't wait to get going for the first race of this evening. And it's worth mentioning, Nick has done a lot of work preparing the new skin pack. So everyone who used to be out in higher cars or novice skins are now having their own car. So your favorite driver will be more recognizable tonight. One day, Nick.
Exactly. A lot of work went into the new skins. So if you have a look around the track, we see new skins for example, Cole Atkins, Matt Sterling, and a lot of other drivers. Also, of course, with the help of Charlie Lopp, who's been doing a lot of skins. So it's good to have all the drivers out there in their like original livery, if you want to call it like that. And the cars now go out on track for heat number 1 of tonight. We are looking forward to who's going to be the first winner of tonight's meeting. 15 laps is the distance in this one, as the drivers now start lining up and going towards their grid positions, towards their grades. The grades have been determined on their online skill once again. Now, Jeremy van der Kratz, the meeting admin, restarts the warm-up. That means the meeting will not start now. We have a little delay, unfortunately. Jeremy now calling and saying that we have to give him 1 more minute. So I'm sure we will be going in a short while. That gives us a little bit more time to give you some information, of course, doesn't it, Kevin?
Yes, we've got Stephen Kerr asking in the comments saying, how do you watch on YouTube? Just search for DSCDA on YouTube, our channel, and you will find the live stream through there. So that's your way of watching it on YouTube, which has a bit of higher quality rather than the 720 resolution on Facebook.
More drivers now seem to join the server, including Charlie Lobb in the 980 and Geronimo in the 527. So we also have a lot of new drivers out there for this meeting. I mean, it's good to have round 5 now already, and still people joining in, such as Matt Sterling, the current Irish Open champion, and a few others as well. We've got Julian Smith out there, who's been a regular driver in the 80s, I think. So he's joined us as well. Good to see Julian out there. And also got a few of the, let's say, old experienced drivers, online drivers out there, who already joined us for round number 1 back at Lynn. So tonight we'll determine who's going to be the second major champion, the second winner of a major championship in the A series.
Yes. And the main question is, Nick, isn't it? Is Ryan Wright going to be able to do it again?
I've seen Ryan practicing quite a lot this week and also last week before the meeting, so he's really determined to get a 3rd win in a row. Nobody has ever done it, obviously, in the online racing stock car scene. So it's going to be interesting to see if Ryan can do a 3 out of 3. I think he will be quite a target in that championship race. As the drivers now start joining the track once again, everyone is back on track. So cars are lining up now for heat number 1 of the night. It's going to be interesting. We've got 22 cars out there for heat number 1. We also reduced the amount of cars in the heats a little bit to maybe see some more quality racing and a bit less people that are out of control during the races. So 22 cars in this heat number 1 out of 4 to determine who's going to be the pole sitter and who's going to be where, on the grid for tonight's English Championship.
Yes, and it's worth mentioning that we've reduced the heats, especially because Bellevue is quite a small track. We wanted to give the racers more chance of having a proper race, aren't we? Because the last couple of races have been entertaining. Once again, we tried narrowing it down a little bit for Arena Essex, but still a lot of cars, a lot of pile-ups, and we want to see proper racing and not just a lot of crashing. Apart from the 4-country battle that we had last week, or 2 weeks ago. That was good fun, wasn't it? No, but we've got our narrowed down heats. We've got 22 drivers starting this one, and it's the top 6 that go through. For the final, they will start on points based. So the driver who's racks up the most points in his, what is it? Do they all do 2 or 3 heats, Nick? 3 aren't. No, 2.
I reckon it's 3. I'm not too sure actually, because Jeremy done all the heat splits, but I would say it's 3, but I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, out of them, we will be lining up in points order again. Well, we are now underway and rolling for our first heat of the evening, Nicky boy.
That's how it is. We've got Peter Lowe in the no, sorry, 6-3-1 on front row next to Matt Sterling, who's going from white top today. That's quite an unusual lineup for the white tops. We've got Ian Covey out there together with Darren Turner, Nigel Thomas, Julian Smith, Peter Shaw, the Irishman, and the green flag goes down. We're up on the way into racing for the Saloon Stock Car Heat number 1.
So we are underway for our first heat of the evening, and it's gonna be carnage with our post and wire track. Wheels will be flying everywhere tonight, I think. While it is Julian Smith leading the way.
He just went in with a bumper into Matt Sterling. Matt Sterling goes around there in turn number 4. We've got a little pile up there in turn 4 as well. A higher car goes around. That was Peter Lowe, and we've got a lot of carnage there between Craig Banwell and Jake Swan. So your current leader is Peter Shaw in car 134. On his back bumper is 392 Julian Smith. Then we've got Nigel Thomas in the 642. All the top 3 together there. Still a lot of carnage going on. I'm seeing Jake Swan going around there in turn number 3. Someone hit the post. Can't quite see who that was. As Peter Shaw is trying to get away and open the gap to 392 Julian Smith now. Rowan Van Eye is the first yellow top to go around in turn number 4. And look at Charlie Lobb. He's up to 6th already from red top. So quite a good start from the 980 driver. As Julian Smith is now on the rear bumper of 134 Peter Shaw. They have to start and overtake the back markers now, obviously. So a lot of work to do for them. 22 cars, quite a big turnout still in this heat number 1. Bas Hagen needs to go over the infield there, rejoins the action. Remco van Weesel once again around, and he nearly collects the leader there, but Peter Shaw makes his way through.
He is doing such a good job, Nick. Peter, oh, wow, I say that. Commentator curse, he gets taken out of the lead. And it's now Nigel Thomas leading the way, but Peter Shaw is a newcomer this week, isn't he? Or was he out last time as well? Either way, he's not done a lot of meetings, while we see one of the Atkins boys with a wheel off, while it's rolling past turns 1 and 2. But still, Nigel Thomas leading the way, navigating once again through the traffic, which is hard work, even though we have 20 cars, less than usual. But there's carnage everywhere, and it's worth mentioning that Mr. Rowan Van Eye is up in 2nd, Peter Shaw in 3rd.
And here he goes now, trying to put Remco van Weesel into the leader. So Rowan Van Eye is pretty much trying to take out the lead there and get the win in this heat number 1. He is quicker than the 642 machine by the looks of it, who's now putting the bumper in on a back marker. That's Darren Turner he puts aside. And Rowan Van Eye is on his way to make the ground up to the 642 machine. Bas Hagen is standing there in turn number 3. With a wheel off as well, so he's pretty much blocking the track, sitting in the middle of it, but no yellow flags in this.
No, and Nigel Thomas is doing a good job navigating through, cars spinning out and everything, but we now have Rowan Van Eye going for a lunge for the lead, but Nigel comes back up through the inside again, and it's a good battle.
And here he goes once again!
It's a good battle shaping up for the race win, Nick. What do you think? I think Rowan's got a good chance of winning this one. He's doing a good steady job.
Here he goes now, through the 642 and up in the lead of this race. It's 2 more laps to go now. Mike Thomas comes straight through the rear wheel. It's Rowan Van Eye. Both returning the action. Van Eye keeps leading as he went backwards into the fence. 642 is now on the pit.
He
goes through once again. It's 1 more lap to go in heat number 1. Who's in the lead now? It's Nigel Thomas still from Julian Smith and Van Eye. Julian Smith, here he goes to bump into turn number 1. It's a battle for the lead in the last lap, side by side. 392 went through. Here comes an upward nudge now from 642. He goes up the inside, and 642 Nigel Thomas takes heat 1. Just in front of Julian Smith, who spins 642 over the line. Absolutely unreal stuff already in this heat number 1. Charlie Lobb from red top takes 3rd. Then it's Hardy Venema in 321. Patrick Rutters 424. And Craig Banwell in the 128, who takes 6th. What a finish to heat number 1 already. This is how you should start off the night.
That was a great race, wasn't it? What a good win by Nigel as well. But Julian did a good job as a first-timer, a newcomer at this game, and he managed to place it 2nd, nearly won it on that last bend. I was hoping that he wouldn't have gone for that dive like White in the last bend, so Nigel would have gone for a shot. But he played it nice, went safe, chose for the option of not being spun round, and straight qualifying for that English Championship final, Nick.
Exactly. Wow, my voice. It's starting again, Kevin. My voice is dead after Heat 1. Just like 2 weeks ago.
We'll give you a run through the results of this race. It's Nige Thomas in first, Julian Smith in second, Charlie Lopp in third, Hadif Velema in fourth, Patrick Rutters in fifth, and Craig Bamwell in sixth. They straight qualify through to our English Championship final. Jeremy van der Kraat seventh, Jake Swan in eighth, Rowan Van Eye, who was up into the lead spot till 2 or 3 laps to go, in ninth, and rounding off the top 10 was Remco van Wezel in number 18.
Which is quite an achievement, to be fair, as Remco went round, I think, twice at least. So, quite a good job there by the number 18 as well.
Yeah, really good job. And I saw Ivan replying in a comment saying, "Great race." Big thanks to you, Ivan, for sponsoring tonight's meeting. Really appreciate it, don't we, Nick?
We really do. Thanks, Ivan. As I said, one of the very first people I met over in the UK. Very friendly guy. I used to race with my dad quite a lot, and now I'm out on track with him. So I spoke quite long to him last time I've been over, and he's a great guy with a heart at the right place for the sports. So it's really good to see Ivan sponsoring tonight's English Championship here at the Manchester's Bellevue, as the people now start leaving the server to make way for the Heat 2 drivers.
And we had a whopping 250 people watching altogether, Nick. That was a good turnout, viewing-wise, for that first race. I hope everyone's staying, because I think we provided a good first race tonight, haven't we? That was some result. And once again, like the last couple of weeks, it was dominated by the lower grade drivers, because just through all the carnage, the higher grade drivers couldn't quite get through. Even though Charlie did a good job of getting up into third or fourth, what was it? Third? I'm not sure.
It is, of course, hard. It's a game of luck still. Stock car racing, you can't plan anything. It's a lottery at the end of the day. If you get taken out, if there's someone who doesn't want you winning, he'll just go for it and take you out. So that's what the system is all about with the quick ones starting at the back, not like Grand Prix. They have to fight the way through the field, and that makes it exciting, doesn't it?
What also was exciting was the first race, so I need one little silent minute to let go of something called my excitement. I'll be back with you shortly.
So then, drivers now joining the server for heat number 2. A few other names in this one, just like the two-time world champion Eddie Darby, who's in a brand new skin as well, celebrating his 2 world championship wins. We also got Pandamine in there in the new skin in Carnival 140. We've got Warren Darby out in this one. Darren Atkins, so a good few other drivers out in this one. Looking forward to who's going to be able to win this heat number 2. I'm sure it's going to be a good fight once again, after we've seen them really good crashes and that really good action in heat number 1.
Yeah, definitely, and I think the Derby family is going to put on a good show again. Don't you think? They did last time at Arena Essex. Back then they were both. No, Eddie was out in the higher car, but he's now got his own skin with the X number 1 painted on it, and his son Warren out there as well, and they're both in the same traditional Derby family colours. No, I really wonder what they can do for this race. I think they are both starting off white again. I'm not too sure.
I think Warren was off yellow.
Oh yes, he was. Yes. It was just Eddie off white, and he will be starting off white with a gold roof. That can only be done in a DSCDA live stream. As we have Mr. DJ turning up as well for a little bit of music for us this evening.
A little bit of music now in the background to make it a little bit more relaxed.
Yes, as we are looking at all the guys out practicing. Since we had a week off, everyone was eager to go back out tonight, haven't they? The server was completely packed tonight with people trying to get some practice laps in. a lot of quick people as well. Did you see the times that were being done in practice, Nick? It was really competitive. Newcomers like Glenn Mertens also seemed to have practiced quite a lot because he was up there with the quickest times out there. But we have the ranks topping our Charlie, Lob and Ryan. They are the quickest drivers out there at the moment, aren't they? And they show it because they are down at the red grade together. And I really hope they can show it off in the races tonight, as we are looking at Ryan Wright going past us, going past our replay camera here. Already showing off his Irish Championship roof. He won a couple of weeks ago, and I think he's eager to get that English Championship roof on as well, Nick.
I guess he will try his best to win that English Championship next to the Irish Open. It's going to be hard, though. There are a lot of good contenders out there who want to win the English Championship and, of course, want to win the brand new tyre sponsored by Chatteris Garage, Ivan Street. So there's really something up for grabs. So practicing is really a good thing you can do. And around this shale track, I mean, I've witnessed around the shale tracks, it seems to be all like a little bit more together. The lower grades don't seem to be that far off if you compare it to tarmac tracks. So the shale really produces some good action between all roof grades, as we've seen in Heat 1 as well. So it's really a wide open race, a wide open meeting for all of the drivers.
Yeah, and post and wire makes it interesting, doesn't it? Because when you get put into the corner, and the last couple of all the previous rounds of our E-Series, you've been able to ride it off the bend, which you can't now, because you get stuck in one of these bad boys, a post. And they take off your wheel instantly if you hit it at the wrong spot, doesn't it? So we've got Jamie Sampson out there. He's got in one of the new skins that Nick has made the last couple of weeks. Who else have we got with a new skin? Eddie Darby.
Glenn Mertens, of course.
Glenn Mertens. Where, the Kingwells all have their own skins as well.
Yep.
We have Pandamine out there.
Also in a new skin.
Yes,
Eddie Darby in a new skin.
We've got Ryan with his championship roof. Glenn Mertens out here. I'm giving the people a good look at your Photoshop skills, Nick. We've got everyone now rolling to the grades for the second heat of tonight, and a new chance for people to qualify for the English Championship final, and not only qualify but also determine their place on the grid, because it's going to be another close grid rolling start again for tonight, and I think it's going to be another exciting first couple of months when we get going with 20 plus cars out there.
Very true, as the gold roof of Eddie Darby now lines up in first place, front row inside of the white tops. As you already said, Kevin, quite a different look of things. Rod Stewart lines up next to him. Jamie Sampson, another one that starts off wide grades in this one.
Rod Stewart,
not really common to see Jamie on there.
Let's have a look. We got our meeting admin Jeremy lining everyone up. We've got the Kingwells, a lot of Kingwells, aren't there? And Glenn, who I spoke about. It can
get quite confusing, to be fair, yeah.
We've got Cole Atkins out there as well, with a good-looking car, nice replica of his real-life skin. Then we are looking at our blue-grey drivers, with Zach Gilmore, Bob Lowe, Will Brazier, Sven de Jong, and another one of the Kingwells. Looking at his sun visor, it's Aaron. And who have we got here? Ian McLaughlin is also out there, and I think he is one of the people that have spent so much time trying to get quicker, hasn't he? And really deserves to do well and have a. Didn't he finish second in the Irish Open? I think he did, didn't he?
I think he did actually, yes.
And we are rolling and underway for our second heat of this evening, with Jeremy in his own car, providing the pace car. He's doing double duty tonight.
Here's where we start getting into some possible.
Here we go then. Heat number 2 for the Saloon Star Cars, with Jeremy as a pace car. 18 cars out for heat number 2, and we're looking forward to who's going to get the win in this second heat of the day. As the green flag now goes down, we're up on the way into racing for heat number 2. As Eddie Darby goes into the first bend, gets a big push by all the white tops, and they hit the fence as well. Eddie Darby's around already, and he's sideways in front of the whole pack.
So we've got Jamie Sampson in, 667, Johnny Wood leading the way.
Oh, look at the pile up in turn 3. It's Warren Darby who lost the wheel, and Ian McLaughlin just goes in there. Ryan Wright gets a big push there by Jack Gilmore as well, as Jamie Sampson leads the way in front of John Kingwell in 227, who now just puts the bumper into the 149 machine. 227 just goes up the inside now of 149. Third is Rod Stewart in 993, and then it's Johnny Wood, the Scotsman, in 4th position. What a fight already there. Look at 227 and 149 going down the back straight there, as Stewart now puts the bumper into the 149 machine. All the top 3 still together in this one.
So we still got Mr. Kingwell leading, Jamie Sampson in 2nd, and he's done well as well as a newcomer, training really hard to become quicker at this game. But it's Kingwell making a bit of a gap now, isn't he? He's got a 2 or 3 car length lead, and when the 2nd and 3rd place drivers keep battling each other, he's only going to pull away further, it seems. And one of the first blue tops we see moving up is Sven de Jong, already up in 5th after 6 laps into this race.
As it is 227 leading the way in front of 993, then it's 667 and 149. So it's basically a white top dominated race so far. 4 wide tops in front in this one. Then it's 767 and Ryan Wright made his way up to 6th place, your current Irish Open champion. He's trying to get a good position on the grid.
Yes,
for
as
tonight,
he
right?
gives a little tap to Sven, and is already moving up into 5th place. And if he gets this race done well, he's got such a good chance of making it 3 final wins in a row, isn't he? As we ride on board with Ryan, he's a smooth, quick driver, and he's trying to find his way to the front of the field. As we have Ian McLaughlin, who we just talked about, deserving a good spot in the final, now being a lap down because he's got a left front puncture. As we see Jamie Sampson getting spun out.
Jamie Sampson now around. That means Ryan Wright is up to 4th place after halfway. John Kingwell still leads it comfortably in front of Rod Stewart, who just goes up the inside of former 2-time world champion Eddie Darby. They both hit the fence there, but he keeps it going. Eddie Darby, though, goes in with a bumper and puts Stewart into the fence. From a lap down, Ryan Wright now goes up the inside of Johnny Wood, up into 3rd place. What can he do in this race? Eddie Darby goes in with a bumper once again from a lap down. And Ryan Wright tries to push Darby into Rod Stewart there. Darby hits Stewart once again. He really slows him down, and that makes way for 227.
Yeah, but
John
we
Kingwell.
see Johnny Wood going past Ryan again, and Sven is also catching up.
And there goes. Oh my goodness me. That was Rod Stewart going around there. That means Ryan Wright is now up to 2nd. Is he going to be able to catch the leader? It's nearly 2 seconds of a gap to the 227 machine with a little bit more than 1 lap to go. That's going to be really hard for the 153. Cole Atkins is in between there as a back marker.
We are now going into the last lap. Is he going for a massive last bend lunge? I doubt he's going to make it, especially because with someone else of the Kingwell. Is he going for? No, he's playing it nice. He's playing it safe, and it's John Kingwell winning Heat 2 with our Irish Open champion, Ryan Wright up in 2nd, Johnny Wood in 3rd, Bob Lowe in 4th, and Sven de Jong up in 5th.
But what a drive once again by Irish Open champion Ryan Wright. He's really on a mission around here as well. He's really trying to make it 3 finals in a row. If he had a little longer, let's say 3 or 4 laps, I reckon he would have catched John Kingwell. But like that, he ends up with a 2nd gap to the leader and takes 2nd place.
And I think this was the first time it's shown that we narrowed down the heats a little bit. This was a little bit quieter, a little bit less carnage, and a little bit more of pace, of showing people what pace in a race can do, rather than just the luck and navigating of crashes.
Very true, Kevin.
As we go to our post-race scene, and we'll have a look. Can you give him a run through the top 10 of this race, Nick?
Of course I will. The winner of this heat number 2 was John Kingwell in the 227 machine, with Ryan Wright in 2nd place in car number 153. Then it was Johnny Wood in car number 667. Then it was Bob Lowe in the car number 31. Sven de Jong finishes 5th in the 767. Then it was Aaron Kingwall in the 627. Zach Gilmore, the Scottish driver, finished in 7th place in Cano 122. Then it was Rod Stewart in the 993 machine. Jamie Sampson finished in 9th place in the 149 on his Saloon Stock Car debut. And James Kingwall in the 221 finished in the last points spot, taking 1 point home towards the qualifying for the English Championship final.
Great stuff once again, and well-deserved win for one of the Kingwills this evening, because they've been practicing hard as well the last couple of, month and a bit it's been now. And don't forget, people, we will give a run through of the drivers that have qualified for our English Open, English Championship final tonight. And once again, we'll be handing out a wild card to whoever gets the most votes, like the last couple of races we've done on our streams. So get your family out, get your neighbors out, get everyone out who can watch and vote on here, and try and get your favorite non-qualified driver out there to go on the back of the grid for the final. And Ivan Street has replied, "Someone pull a plug lead from that Irishman's car." I've got a feeling that Ivan Street is going for an underdog win, as we would like to see. I would like to see a new. I mean, Ryan's a funny guy. He's a good driver. He really deserves it. Puts in a lot of effort. But I'd like to see an underdog driver win as well tonight. It'd be good to see that happening tonight. But looking at the pace and the performance he's pulled up so far, he's going to be the man to beat again. As we have people joining the server for our third heat, Nick.
Yes, Heat 3 already. Heat 3 of the night. Third qualifying race for the English Championship final.
As our race commander admin says, 4 minutes till Heat 3. We are racking through the heats again quickly, aren't we? But like during the Irish Open, we are going to have the build-up of everyone lining up for the final again, aren't we, Nick? And that's always, even though it's virtual, it gets me a little bit pumped for the race that's coming up. All the cars lined up near the fence, everyone lining up, close grid, points order, 2 rolling laps, and then the green flag. Just feel a bit like real life, doesn't it?
We're trying our best to make it as exciting as possible, although I'm sure it would have been better if we would have been at St. Martin today, racing for real life. But anyway, we have to make the best out of the current situation, I reckon. So we're trying to bring a little bit of action down to your living room and a little bit of fun towards all the real life drivers, keeping them going in those times. It's even cheaper, isn't it, Kevin? A lot cheaper. So you always have to look at the bright side of the current situation.
Yes, definitely cheaper. I feel like a rich man recently, not having to spend all the money going racing each weekend.
And you can even race pissed. I mean, Ryan Wright will like that fact, I think.
Ryan, well, that's maybe not so positive, because Ryan had a couple of beers while practicing the other night, and he was quicker after 8 cans of beer. Which turns out to be he might be quicker in real life, but sadly we cannot. Or sadly, it's logical that we can't race with drinks, but you can on here, and you can kind of disguise it, can't you? No, I mean, it's all good fun. It's all good fun.
He would probably have been 10-time world champion if he would race drunk, but he's not allowed to, so...
That's the only downside to real life driving. That's why he's been going so well online, because he's allowed to drink and drive. Good fun. Will we see any newcomers out? Don't think I've seen Barend Terpstra out yet for a heat. So I think it's gonna be 2 heats each tonight. Who else have we missed so far? I can't really think of anyone, to be fair. But we have our drivers moving up into the server for the third heat. And for some drivers it will already be their last chance to make it into the final. Into our English Championship final. And,
very true.
It's I expected more cars to be ending up in the fence, but it shows that everyone who's been racing with us the last couple of weeks have improved, haven't they? If you compare the first meeting at Lynn to this, quality racing-wise, I think they have all improved so much compared to the first couple of laps they done online. So it's good to see that everyone in their spare time makes up the effort to practice and actually be pretty competitive racing-wise on this game.
Very true, Kevin. I see Kyle O'Donnell commenting on our stream. Warren and Derby Racing Heat 3. Well, Warren is on the server at the moment, so I reckon he's in Heat number 3. So you can look forward to watch Warren racing in the upcoming race. How do you start racing on here? Thanks, says Anton Horton. Well, basically, you can race as soon as you are a online driver, a real life driver of Saloon Stock Car, past and present. Just contact the DSCDA Facebook or Instagram page, send us a message that you want to compete, and we'll try to sort you out as soon as possible to make you able to join the racing. As all drivers now go out for heat number 3, it's time for some action out there. We have 21 cars by the looks of it out in this one. So it's another 15 laps of racing. Heat number 3 for the Saloon Stock Cars here at Bellevue. Of course, one of the tracks that haven't been staging Saloon Stock Car meetings recently, but Kevin has friendly enough sent me a photo of Bellevue, of saloons going around Bellevue. I think it will have been 2004, 2005. I couldn't remember it. But the
and you are the Saloon Stock Car anorak, Nick. How does this happen?
I have no idea. I ran out of talent.
I must say, it cost me about half an hour as well, digging through the 2-liter saloon page pics, trying to find. Because I was pretty sure I saw pictures of people saloons racing at Bellevue at some point, but as we sometimes have discussions more often, you didn't quite believe me, so I gave up 10 minutes of my spare time to prove you wrong. And I really enjoyed it, Nick. No, I'm only joking, it's good fun. But yeah, I mean, we... Obviously not all the real life tracks are in the game, and neither are all tracks suitable for us to stream there, so that's the reason we chose Bellevue. We wanted to go shale and a post and wire track, so people would stop wall riding coming out of the bend, and it's worked pretty good so far, I think.
Here we go then, it's heat number 3 time for the 2-liter National Saloon Stock Cars. The cars are rolling. It's Darren Turner and Matt Sterling leading the field of 21 cars out there. It's 15 racing laps to determine who will be the winner of heat number 3 tonight. The green flag goes down and we are up underway into racing. Good start there by... who is currently down as the leader of this race. Oh, but here he goes into the wall. Matt Sterling has gone around as well.
So I think I don't know what's gone wrong. I think things have gone wrong with the lap timing. But to our information, we've got
Darren Turner in the lead.
Yeah, we've got Darren Turner in the lead, but it seems to be Atkins leading, and Warren Darby in second. So we'll have to look at that after the race. But still, we are looking for a good battle, aren't we? It looks to be pretty competitive up front again, and Darren Turner is leading the way quite comfortably at the moment.
Darren Turner is now leading it from Meany, but he gets overtaken by Atkins in the 399. So your new second place man is now Atkins, who's fighting with Ian Govia there. Warren Darby right on the back of them, putting in the bumper. Oh, here goes Atkins and put Govia straight into the fence and into a post.
As they are swapping positions quite well, and they are managing, as we are saying that someone get run into a post, but managing it quite well to stay out of the post and wire fence so far, as we have Darren Turner. I certainly can't follow him because he is out of the lap timing for some reason, quite comfortably leading the way now, isn't he? He's doing a really good job, but still there's a nice battle shaping up for second place with Atkins Pandemine and Warren Darby.
But Darren Turner's now on the infield. He had a clash with 28 of Ian Govia as one of the Atkins goes straight through the fence there. Boat below put him in there together with Bass Hagen. And here comes Govia now. Going in with a bumper. Big time into Turner. And Darren Atkins gets stuck in the tyre. Govia goes around. Big head on there from Meany. Patrick Rutters nearly gets stuck in there as well. As it's after our lap timing now. Cole Atkins leading the way from Warren Darby. Then it's Will Brazier. Geronimo 527. Johnny Wood in 5th place. And it's Kenny Vargamans. And Ron Wright's having a really good fight now.
He's done it! He stopped him! And it's now, I think, Darren Turner back in the lead again, with Warren up in second.
But here they go again! Warren Darby nearly went around there!
And we have now Will Brazier moving up to the front as well from Blue Top. And it's now shaping up quite aggressively, isn't it? I think we're gonna see some people ending up in the fence very, very quickly.
Darren Turner leads comfortably, and here goes now Meany together with Sterling, Atkins, Brazier, and Geronimo. Oh, pushing the bumper in on Darby. Darby is defending himself quite well. He goes straight in with the bumper into Bass Hagen and gets through quite well. Will Brazier's around. He nearly went around there, but just hang on and kept the car going in the right direction. Big lunge there from Matt Sterling. Bass Hagen rejoining very badly there and giving a hat on to Will Brazier. So it's Jeremy van der Kratz now in second, gets hit by Atkins. Huge pile-up once again there in turn 4. Look at that. Banwell went round to the outside as Wazza. Warren Darby is there with 3 wheels. Huge pile-up there. Look at that in turn number 4. Darren Turner, I'd say, still in the lead. Comfortably in front of Jeremy van der Kratz. Will Brazier's third. Atkins. Oh, and here goes Van But blow just took out Van der Kratz. And Darren Atkins spins around once again in last bend. Will Brazier now in the lead of this one. Jeremy Van der Kratz drops down the places. Here comes Brazier out of the final bend. 340. Will Brazier takes his first ever online win in car number 340. Atkins takes second. Ryan Wright in third. Then it's Kenny Vargamans in fourth. Peter Lowe secures 5th place. And look at Jeremy Van der Kratz there. He's still standing there with a smashed up car. Absolutely unreal finish once again in this heat number 3, wasn't it, Kevin?
What a great race, and unlucky for Jeremy, but that's stock car racing, isn't it? He got up there, but I think he ended up somewhere in the post in turns 1 and 2. And I think we need to look at the results, because I've got the feeling that Darren Turner won this one, Nick. We are looking at him now, and I think that he got caught out on the first lap, lap timing wise. So I think it's Darren Turner up in first, and then it's Brazier, Atkins, Ryan Wright, Wagemans, and Peter Lowe that round off the top 6. But we'll have to have a quick look at that, don't we?
Okay, we will have to take a look at that if the lap timing has gone bad there.
I feel like Darren Turner should have put his A and B transponder on the charger a little bit earlier, rather than last evening. Yeah, Darren just replied on the status saying, "I 100% won that." I think he did.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
are you going to contact Jeremy, our race admin, for Darren Turner making it into the final? So we make sure
I'll probably
he gets
go down to race control and tell everyone what has happened and ask them if they are aware of the situation.
Yes, well, we give you a little run through. So Darren Turner won that race. Up in second was Will Brazier from Blue Top, Cole Atkins in third, Ryan Wright in fourth, Kenny Wagemans in fifth, and Peter Lowe in sixth. 7th, Greg Bamble. 8th, Johnny Wood. 9th, that was Darren, due to the timing standings, but that obviously has to be a lap up. And Patrick Rutters up in 9th. So I think a couple of these drivers have already qualified for the final, have they? So it's going to be rather interesting to see who goes through or doesn't through to our English Championship final. So we have one heat left to determine the grid for the big championship race of tonight, Nick. And I think we've seen some good racing tonight, haven't we? So everyone in the comments, let us know what you thought of the racing tonight so far. I think it's been quick, it's been hard, it's been entertaining, and it's been fair as well. Although we did see a little bit of Bob Lowe try to take out the the leaders last race, haven't they?
It's been a really good good meeting so far. Good racing, good contact, good action all together. I've just been down to race control. They confirmed that they are aware of 379. Darren Turner winning this heat number 3. So I'm pretty sure he will be down on the grid for the English Championship. So this is the last chance now, heat number 4, for the drivers to qualify and to score points for towards the grid of the English Championship final.
So we're now going up, and I think once again the grid has been pretty much made up by lower grade drivers again, hasn't it? I mean, Darren Turner is a white top driver, and with a heat win, you are pretty certain to be on the front row somewhere in the championship final, because all your results get counted up, the points, the people with the most points, and that way they get lined up in their heat. And I'm really curious to see what's going to happen in that one. But our race admin Jeremy, who is also racing and also being Mr. Calculator for the final, we have to give him a little bit of a notice and time to get everything sorted for the final, don't we? Because we've put a lot of work on him this evening.
Very true, yeah. So I just got contacted from race control that 31 boat below gets the final warning for taking out from a few laps down.
Ivan just replied on the stream saying, I raced there in 2003 in the saloon. Awesome track. Yeah, it looks an awesome track, Bellevue. I've been there a couple of times in real life as well. Really nice and fast track as long as it's dry. As soon as it starts raining, it ain't that much fun anymore. But that's with most shell tracks, isn't it, Nick?
Well, it can't be much worse than Emmon or Mildenhall when it's wet.
or St. Martin, where you feel like driving a stadium truck jumping up and down the straight. No, but fair play to everyone. I mean, we can't really criticize any of the tracks. They do their best work to get everything sorted for us, don't they?
Very true. We are happy about every track where we are able to race and where we are allowed to show out off our cars and basically race there and have some fun. So credit to all every single track out there running the saloon stock cars. That's also why we keep traveling to every single track, even though I have tracks I prefer and some I don't race that, like how do you call it? Where I don't enjoy the racing as much as the other tracks.
Enjoy the racing as much. Yeah, I understand what you mean, but still, a track's a track.
Yeah, so you're still trying to support every single one of them.
Ian Goldby just replies, easier to drive in real life. Yes, that is a fact sometimes, that I feel like it's quicker to be, it's easier to be quick in a real life car rather than racing online, isn't it, Nick? I mean, it does look easy from the outside, but it is definitely harder than it looks, and that's why I am very happy about all the drivers that with their input that I have turned to be quick drivers, and some have showed that not only they are quick in real life, but there is a reason for it, because they've turned from complete novices on the video game to really quick drivers in only a couple of weeks' time.
So it's like with everything basically. If you keep practicing and if you are determined to become better, you'll get there at some point. You just have to keep practicing, and that's what some of the people really do out there, and practice. And they practice all week long to be on pace during those meetings at the weekends. So what we can already say is that we will be back next Sunday with a meeting around, let me check, was it Crimond?
Yes, I think so. Sponsored by Strachan Garage next week.
Yes, so thank you all.
Yeah, I mean, we can't just stress this enough that we are really thankful for the people that want to sponsor the meetings, like Ivan tonight. He's been really supportive of all the racing as well, because he's there every meeting, isn't he? Replying, sharing our videos, sharing comments. sending us messages afterwards saying he's enjoyed it. I mean, that's the reason we do it, don't we? We want to enjoy, entertain our oval racing fans while there isn't real life racing on. While we're talking about that, Jeremy has announced ready for the 4th and final heat of the evening, Nick.
Yes, all drivers get ready, strapped into their cars for heat number 4. The last chance, as I already said and mentioned, the last chance to score points towards the English Championship grid. So all the drivers go out there now, and we'll line up in their roof crates very, very shortly. As I've just watched it, looked it up. So it's next week we will be back for World Championship qualifying round number 1 around Crimond Raceway, sponsored by Strachan's Garage. So really looking forward to that as well. Crimond, what a track for online racing. Really hard with tyre walls. So basically no wall riding or anything around there either. So that's going to be carnage around there, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. It's a fun track. It's gonna be good. And we've got Ian Govey replying on our stream saying, "Put it this way, I don't swear as much in my car as I do in my lounge." And I know exactly what he means, because it does get frustrating sometimes, doesn't it? But still good fun. As we see Peter Shaw, he is worth a mention as well, as is Julian Smith, isn't he? They've done so good for being pretty much novice drivers this meeting.
Look at what Jeremy just put in the game chat. Don't hit the pace cut again, Mr. X-World Champion.
Oh.
So Eddie Darby seems like finding it very hard.
He apologises for it as well.
So he seems to find it very hard to not hit someone for once. As Jeremy is now calling the rolling lap for heat number 4. Here we go then. 2 litre saloon stock cars, last qualifying race of the night for the grand final, which will be the English Open. We have 21 cars out there, 21 drivers trying to make their way on the grid, with Darby and Rod Stewart on the front row. As the green flag now goes down, we're up underway into... What a start there by Rod Stewart in the 993. He gets away very well at the front. And here comes Jamie Sampson and puts Darby straight into the fence. And Darby's around already. Jamie Sampson picks up 2nd place. Behind him, it's Nigel Thomas and Julian Smith. And it's Aaron Totham and Pete Shaw.
Oh, Jamie Sampson's been spun out of 2nd place, and he'll be gutted about it.
Sven de Jong already went around, and Eddie Darby just lost a tyre there on one of the posts in turn number 4. It looks like Rowan Vedder has gone around because he's nearly a lap down. Rod Stewart leads it now from Nigel Thomas. There's Julian Smith in the 3rd place. John Kingwall, the former winner of one of the heats, is 4th. Glenn Mertens now in 5th. Flash in 5, 6, 1 and 6. And it's Ian McLaughlin, the Scottish Open champion. Here he goes now up to 4th. What a move there by Ian McLaughlin.
As the Kingwell goes for him and spins him out as a lunge, but he keeps it up and going. And we are now on board with Mr. Crashkit, Remco van Wezel, up in 7th place as well. And in front of him we've got Heinrich Vellemau, who's moved up from Buildup up near the front as well. And who do we have in the lead? Mr. Stewart still, with quite a gap up to Julian. And once again the lower grade drivers have pulled away quite quickly from the front of the pack, haven't they?
Then I just went around once again. Gilmore just hit one of the posts, as Rod Stewart is in the lead of this one in 993. But here comes, oh, what a lunge there from Charlie Lopp on Hardy Vellemer. Those are fighting for P6 at the moment, with Stewart leading. Then it's Nigel Thomas, Julian Smith, and here comes Remco van Wezel. He goes around and drops down the places now, as Hardy Vellemer picks up 4th place. He's the first one of the blue tops. First red top, of course, Charlie Lopp in the 918 now, right on the rear bumper of 321 Vellemer.
Good battle between them, but Hardy has gone very sideways. I thought he was going to lose it, but he's kept it together. As we see Charlie making up another move, and Heinrich gets put in nearly again, but he still holds it. What a great battle. But we see Ian McLaughlin. Yes. Oh, what a great...
And from Flash and Lopp. Oh, and straight in the fence they go. What a battle, and that's just for 4th.
What a great battle. We still see Mertens up there.
Oh my
what a
goodness
big
me!
one! And it is Remco van Wezel who takes advantage of all this and moves up into 5th again. What a great battle once again for the last couple of qualifying spots, isn't it?
Julian Smith has picked up the lead now in car number 392. It looks like Stewart went around because he dropped down to 3rd place. Charlie Lobb is in 4th, but with nearly a half lap down to the leader, Julian Smith. That probably is some time he lost in that battle with Velema and some other drivers, but he is trying to make up some ground now and maybe to finish on the podium.
But we are having a great battle for the last qualifying positions. We see Ian McLaughlin now going up to the infield again, and we have now Remco van Wezel up in the last qualifying spot for the final. And who do we have up in the lead? Oh, look at that, Nick. We are now on board with Julian, going up into the last lap now, I think. Is he? Yes, he is.
And Nigel Thomas now right on his rear tail. So this could be really something. 642, puts him straight in the wall. And 392 keeps going though. He's still in the chance. Here he goes now. Let's go. 392. They both go straight to the front. And we put him in a pole. And here comes Dan Martins off the inside, but he was a lap down. Nigel Thomas takes it.
And what a great straight to the post, back into 1st gear. Both to a standstill and pulled away.
Oh my goodness me.
Knight still kept it. What a finish. Great race by the both of them. And who do we have up there? It's Heinrich Velema, Remco van Wezel, the Chris kid, who's up in 6th, who's qualified as well. And Julian Smith, obviously. I think it's going to be quite a bit of a calculation for Mr. Jeremy, because a lot of drivers who've already qualified have finished up at the top 6 again. So I'm really interested to see who's where. I think Knight and Mr. Smith and Charlie Lobb all have a good chance of ending up really to the front of the grid in that big final. What a great finish to the race that was, Nick.
What a great finish once again. Oh my goodness me. Julian Smith done a huge last bend, put Nigel Thomas straight into the post, but he reversed out and they both went over the line sideways. Absolutely unreal. So 642, Nigel Thomas takes the victory in this last qualifying heat number 4. Julian Smith takes 2nd in 392 with Charlie Lobb in car number 980 taking 3rd place once again. Rod Stewart in the 993, the man that was leading this race for quite a long time, takes 4th, and it's Hardy Velema in 5th and Remco van Wezel in 6th. Zach Gilmore in 122 takes 7th. Ian McLaughlin is in 8th place in car number 684. Then it's Glenn Mertens in the 48 machine who took 9th, and Mikey Ross-Malin in car number 400 took 10th.
And I think it's now time for us to fill up a little bit of time chatting about some stuff, because we've got our race admin Jeremy van der Kraats making the calculations for the final, and I think hopefully the list of finalists will be put up soon for us, so we can get our voting going for the chat to decide who gets that last spot at the back of the grid for the English Championship final. And I think we've had some good racing, because that finish in that last heat, wasn't that quite a something, Nick? That was amazing, wasn't it? What a great shot. And that's a Post and Wire thing, isn't it? Because in any other track he would have just bounced off the wall, I think, and made it round the bend. And he got stuck up in the post, got back to stationary, got back going, and still won. What a race. As we see Ian Govier already voting for himself twice.
And the vote has not even started yet. It's good to see that he knows already that he's not qualified, although no grid has been called yet. So it looks like Ian didn't really have a good night.
And we've once again had a steady 200 viewers again this evening. Great to see so many people staying with us. I feel like we provide some entertaining stuff to look at. Hopefully our commentating isn't too bad and you don't get bored by us too much, and enjoying what you're seeing. And I think the most enjoyment you'll have is about to come in this 20 plus lap final for our English Open Championship final, sponsored by Chatteris Garage. Hopefully Ivan is enjoying tonight as well. Hope we're doing his sponsored meeting proud this evening. And who's got a good chance of taking that brand new A-Drive tyre home? or not actually taking it home, but winning it this evening. Because I feel like it's Charlie Lob's time this time, Nick. I feel like he's got a 2 second and third place finish in the heats, so he will probably be in the either first or second row in the final. And once he gets away, I think he is a good contender to win this one.
Charlie's been going quite well over the last few meetings already. I mean, he's been one of the top contenders for every single one of them meetings, finals. So I really think Charlie could do it, but I know that Ryan Wright will be very determined to make it 3 finals in a row. So you can't write the Northern Irishman off for this English Championship final. I'm looking forward to who's going to be able to take the victory in this one. So then, I don't know when the last championship was at Bellevue, but I'm sure it's a long time ago. So basically, this will be the first big race around Bellevue for the Saloon Stockhouse in quite a long time, and I'm sure it will be a very, very good one. As we have 25 drivers going into that English Championship final, 24 go through from the 4 heats, and 1 will go through from the people's vote that will take place in just a short while. We're just waiting for the list of drivers that have qualified for the English Championship, and then we will be able to tell who's on the grid and who's not. And
I feel like we've made a little mistake. I am having a little look at Discord, and apparently the final is being done on points completely, not exactly top 6. So we've been calling all evening that the top 6 goes through to the final, but it's actually being done on total points this evening, and take the top 24 out of that. So we are very sorry. Sorry to all the drivers we've put down this way. But I think it doesn't really, it's not gonna, maybe down the lower end, it's not gonna change much up front, is it? Because all the people that are near the front will be have qualified near the front of the grid anyway.
so then, I'm sure Jeremy is very busy now sorting out the grid, as he is the only meeting admin for tonight. Doing the job great, to be fair. He's doing a really good job in race control, while racing himself as well at the same time. So he's doing quite a good job at running this meeting with us two talking rubbish at the same time.
And I see Harry Darby voting. You're gonna count every vote only once, aren't you, Nick? Because otherwise you're gonna be... otherwise you're gonna be very busy.
Yeah.
Do you have a word from Mr. Jeremy yet about how far he is with our final grid?
Not yet, no.
No, that's fine, mate. That's fine.
So a lot of people asking about the pit stop videos. So the Mr. Avenhat will be back at some point, I'm sure. Not just this meeting. Sorry for that.
No, Mr. Avenhat has gone into retirement for a little bit, hasn't he? But he, no doubt, he will be back soon enough. And I'm wondering to see what's going to happen in this one. It's really hard to call whatever is going to happen in this final, because it's so easy to rip a wheel off one of them posts, isn't it? And I'm kind of surprised, aren't you, Nick, about how few people had ended up with losing wheels. I expected it to be worse tonight, to be fair.
As you already said earlier in this program, Kevin, I mean, the people are improving quite a lot. They all practicing a lot more, and it's a lot less messy than it was for round one. And I think with having better driving standards, everyone is also enjoying the racing a lot more. I mean, it's a lot better if you can race competitively than just getting buried from one tire to the other.
Yeah, exactly.
As people start joining the server once again, I will quickly go down to race control and see how far Jeremy is with sorting out the grid, and then I will be back in just a moment, Kevin.
See you in a moment, Nick. Ook voor alle Nederlandse kijkers weer vanavond. Leuk dat jullie er ook weer bij zijn. Het is goed om te zien dat er weer zoveel mensen kijken vanavond. En ik hoop dat jullie ook een leuke avond hebben, net als wij. Wij hebben er in ieder geval echt heel veel plezier in om het op deze manier te maken. En ik denk dat het een spannende finale gaat worden. En ik ben erg benieuwd of een van de Nederlanders gaat winnen. Maar ik denk dat er een aantal jongens zijn van de Nederlandse of continentale rijders die een goede kans maken om de finale te winnen vanavond. Dus ik ben heel erg benieuwd. Kijken of iemand Ryan Wright van zijn troon gaat stoten vanavond. As we're having a little look at the drivers making a couple of laps, perhaps making the last bit of setup changes before our grand final of this evening. Nick is obviously, Jeremy is obviously doing a really steady job of being the race admin this evening and trying to get everything sorted. Logan Geddes is asking, where are you next week? We spoke that about earlier on. We are at Crimond in Scotland next week, aren't we? Sorry, Nick, what did you want to say?
I wanted to say that it's a long trip to Crimond, so a lot of time to get some beers in. No, I'm joking. I've just been speaking to race control to Jeremy. He's nearly there. He's nearly ready, and that means we will be able to start the people's vote in just a few moments. It will be 1 minute this time. 1 minute time of voting. Who's going to be at the on the last row for the.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning every single vote by a person gets counted once. So you don't have to put in your number 5 times because we're only gonna count it once, aren't we, Nick?
Exactly. So I'm getting myself ready for the people's vote now.
A pen and paper there, ready?
Exactly. As we have 26 drivers on the server at the moment for the practice runs. A lot of carnage going on in that practice session, so even more action in the practice than in the racing by the looks of it.
And that's even when we had a lot of good action in the racing tonight, haven't we? It's been a steady evening. I think people have to let us know what they thought of tonight's racing, but I think narrowing down the heat splits and the numbers that are out on track have made the racing a little bit better, a little more competitive, a little chaotic is the word I was trying to look for. As we have Patrick Rutters out in his 2020 car as well, isn't he? And I think it's been good not seeing that many people out in higher cars. Everyone's recognizable. Yes.
Yeah.
As we see Matt Sterling giving a big follow-in to Rowan Van Eyck. Oh, good fun, good fun. No, I'm really curious to see, and it's all about them first couple of bends. When you start near the front in a race like this, in a big final like this, it's all about pulling away on that start, because that first bend is tiny, narrow. Everyone will be going for it in the first bend, and I think the main goal is not to rip a wheel off in the first couple of laps, and then kind of bother about how far you want to try and end up in the field.
I'm sure it's going to be a action-packed race, to be fair. So, 25 drivers will be out there, the biggest turnout we had tonight. I'm sure we are going to have a lot of carnage, a lot of action for the English second major we are racing for on the E-Series. As we are about a little more than an hour into the stream with 2 more races to go. So I think the time has gone by quite quickly. We're trying our best to get the meeting done and dusted as quick as possible to not let the breaks be too big between the races. Obviously, before this championship meeting, we have to sort out the grid and stuff like that, so that takes a little bit longer. But for all the other races, we're trying to keep the breaks as small as possible, as short as possible. As I'm still waiting for Jeremy to get the grid over, the final grid for the big race. And I'll just see how Development has pulled the quickest lap time with a 16.0 at the moment on the server. In this practice session, Ian McLaughlin is in second with also a 0.0. We've seen some 0.9s and even 0.8s by the really top boys. I've seen Ryan Wright, for example, pulling a 0.8 in practice. He's been flying in the practice sessions, so he's definitely one of the man with the biggest chances to win this English Open Championship.
But as we've said a lot of times before, it's not all about the lap times in this. I mean, more in non-contact racing, it's more about lap times wise, which will determine whether you are going to do well or not. I mean, some of the drivers in here might have struggled in practice, but it's all about racecraft as well, isn't it? Not ripping a wheel off like Heinderk has just done. No, I mean, it's all about racecraft, managing your way through the traffic, not catching a post on this track as well, which is hard work. But I think everyone's been doing well, as we see Pandemine trying to join the track without a wheel on. He's lost a wheel before going out on track, isn't that something? And we see Matt Sterling losing a wheel in here. Oh, this practice session is pretty entertaining.
Look at that. Mikey Rosmalen, Rowan Van Aert and Atkins all pushing each other out of the pit gate, hitting the upcoming traffic and all. I mean, if they would do that in real life, that would hurt proper. Ian Govia just joins the track right in front of Rod Stewart there. As Mertens goes into the tyre, Jamie Sampson went into the standing car of Mertens. Oh my goodness me.
As we see wheels light everywhere around the track. Oh, as it's turning into a bit of a DD, I think everyone who's qualified is eager to go out for the final as well, because I see some big shots going in. I mean, everyone's got to be excited for that, and we will have the cars lining up with the rear end of the cars up to the fence again, lining up in grid order into a big row of cars, and it's going to be another good one. I think it's going to be pretty exciting, and I'm really curious to see the list of the lineup for the final, because I have a feeling of what it's going to be, but I want to see who's on that inside front row and what chances they have of winning this one.
It's going to be very interesting to see who's on the front row for the English Championship final and who's going to be able to win the second major of the year here at Bellevue Stadium on this post and wire shale track. As slowly, I think Jeremy should get ready with the grid for us. People asking now, will you do the country battle? Not this time, not this meeting. The country battle is a race just for fun, not down for points. So we're going to do that every meeting. Not every meeting, but every time to time, from time to time.
Yeah, maybe we're going to do it every non-championship meeting, something like that. We're going to see. We're taking things as they come, organizing wise, don't we? Just kind of see what's fun at that moment and what we feel like doing. We don't want to drag on for too long meeting wise. We've only got 2 races left now, but with the cars having to line up and a long final ahead of us, we don't want to make it too long. We're only going to run one all-in, all-comers race after the final. That will be us done for tonight, because we don't want to do a 3.5 hour stream, because it's got to stay fun for everyone watching. Don't want to lose interest of people, and Yeah, we'll see what next week brings. But we've got a little thing planned up. We've got our Posterholt meeting coming up as well soon, aren't we, Nick? And I'm pretty excited for that one as well. The Euro Master. Instead of running the real life one, we're gonna race an online one. And if anyone's ever seen Posterholt in real life or the online track, it's really long straights and very narrow bends. So it's gonna be carnage, I think, on that one.
Very good track in real life as well as on the game. I was really looking forward to the Posterholt meet, to be fair, especially with me and Dad putting everything up a little bit and pushing it in the right direction with getting the banger stocks on scene as well, back to the racetrack, and also inviting all the English drivers. We were looking towards more than 30 cars in F2s, both F2s and Saloon Star cars, and 75 banger stocks were booked in already for this huge meeting, because we stopped the bookings at 75 banger stocks. So it was really promising. We was really looking forward to get the meeting done, but unfortunately there's no way of getting this done, obviously, because of the current situation. But we can assure we will run the Euromaster meeting next year, and we'll do our best to make it one of the best meetings or weekends of the year over here. So way also to invite every driver and spectator to join us in for the Euromaster 2021, excuse me. Come along, it will be a good weekend of party and racing, and we're just going to try to bring it all in the right direction over here and give the people, the Dutch people and also the English that come over, the best show possible. So that's said as well, and I've got a list from Jeremy van der Kratz, ladies and gentlemen.
Give us a run through. Give me 1 second to get a drink, Nick. I'll be back with you shortly.
Okay, during this time I will read out the grid for the English Championship final. On pole, it's 642 Nigel Thomas with 392 Julian Smith on first row outside. Then it's 982 Charlie Lobb. Then it's 153 Ryan Wright on second row outside. 321 Hadi Vellemaz qualified third row inside. Then it's Darren Turner and 379. 993 Rod Stewart is qualified on fourth row inside. Then it's 340 Will Brazy on fourth row outside. 227 Kingwall is on fifth row inside. 128 Craig Banwall fifth row outside. Zach Gilmore in the 122 has qualified sixth row inside. Then it's Cole Atkins at 399 on sixth row outside. Then it's number 423 with 677 on his outside on row 31. Bo Blow has qualified 8th row inside next to Remco van Wezel. Then it's 112 Kenny Wagemans. Next to him is 16 Jeremy van der Kratz. Then it's 767 Sven de Jong with 631 Peter Lowe on his out. 627 is up next. That's one of the Kingwills. I think it's Aaron. And on his outside, it's 667, which is Johnny Wood. 684 Ian McLaughlin is inside row 12, with 538 Jake Swan taking the last qualifying spot for the English Championship final. So now I give you the chance for 1 minute to vote who's going to be the people's vote, the people's white card for the English Championship final. So here we go, 1 minute from now to vote for your driver. I will try to write everything down. Let's see who is going to be gets through. I see 2 votes for 134 already. 677 getting 2 votes already. 527. Then I'm trying to keep up with it.
It's looks like a close battle between 134 and...
Here we go. Oh my goodness me. That's a lot of messages, that is. So it's a very good battle between 677 and 134. 20 more seconds now to vote. Remember, the vote just counts one time. And the minute is over, and I will have to check who has made the wild card. It is 677. Warren, congratulations, Warren. You are on the back of the grid. So you are on row 13 inside with the chance to take the English Championship and take home a brand new A-Drive tyre. Although you've never been out on track yet, but...
Still, good point. Well done to our Warren, who's made it into the final. Well done, mate. I hope you do well from the back of the grid. And I don't think starting all the way from the back is a bad spot to be in such a chaotic race. Manage your way through the field. Hope for everyone in front of you to crash out and pick your way through the field to make it up to the front. So I see people cheering the fact he's made it into the final. So thank you everyone for voting. I think it's a nice addition to what we do. It's good fun. And I think Jeremy should be getting ready for everyone to get ready and line up for this grand final to get the grid sorted, Mr. Nick. So I think we need a bit of excitement music going from Mr. DJ.
Okay, we can sort that out, of course. Just give me a second. Here we go. It's English Championship time for the 2-litre National Saloon Stock Cars. Who's going to be the new English online champion? We will be able to decide in just a few minutes. 25 drivers will go out for the English Championship final. Can Ryan Wright in car number 153 make it 3 finals in a row and at the St George's flag to the Irish Open Championship roof?
Let us know in the comments, guys. Who do you think has got the biggest chance? Who's your favorite driver to take this big final win? I think it's going to be a pretty good one. I think we need to remember, Nick, that we set the correct amount of laps for the final race. I don't think that has been sorted yet. So we are running a 25 lap final race. 25 long laps. I mean, even though you're starting from the front of the grid, and for the fact that you are maybe leading the final at the start of the race, that's not even a good feeling, is it, Nick? I've not been there many times leading a race, leading a final from the start of the race. I've only managed to be there in the last couple of laps when I've been there. But even though you are at the front at the start of a middle of a final, you still have to keep that spot all the way through. It's easier to come from a little way back and make your way up to the front, because you're an easy target while leading, getting spun out, and it's better to be in an underdog position than move your way up in the last closing moments of that big race. So I really wonder who's gonna manage that the best. I wonder it's gonna be a Dutch final winner again, because we have only seen Jeremy van der Kraas winning a final, our season opener at Kings Lynn, and since then it's only been Ryan Sentry and Ryan Wright winning the rest of the finals. So I'm kind of hoping for us to see some continental success again this time round.
So we are now starting to sort all drivers out that are not qualified for the English Championship.
So I think we're about ready to line up. Let's go. I see Mr. Jeremy van der Kraas, the meeting steward, calling the go time for our English Championship. as Jamie Sampson is in the final, Nick, for your attention.
Yes, I've seen it. Sorry for that little mistake. I couldn't see him in the list, so
I think he's now back in.
yeah, he's back in, so that's fine. But Ian Govia isn't in, so he's trying to sneak through into this English Championship final. So, quickly have to check who's in the server. There's one more driver that is not qualified. Trying to... So then...
I think we're ready, Nick.
We are. So, all good to go. It's time for the English Championship final for the 2 Litre National Saloon Stock Cars. Will it be Ryan Wright taking the third final in a row? What do you reckon, Kevin?
It's gonna be very interesting. We've got everyone out on track now. I'm giving them a good look. We've got Jake Swan qualified, King Will Brazier, Patrick Rutters, Cole Atkins, Johnny Wood, Bob Lowe will be crashing again, won't he? And Zach Gilmore, Jamie Sampson, who's done well for his first online meeting, I think, or was he out last time as well?
I think he's on his debut, to be fair.
Yeah.
In that brand new skin. So then, cars will now line up in turn number 1 and 2 in a second.
So we've got everyone lining up. We've got Heindirk Velleman in front of us now, lining up. I think some people are already taking their spots near the front because they know where they've qualified. We see our Charlie Lopp moving up the front as well, and give a good look at our field for this championship final. I think everyone's going to be a little bit tense, aren't they, Nick, about where they would have qualified. We see Nigel Thomas eager already down the back straight, lined up with Julian Smith next to him. And we'll give you a little round of the qualifiers for this evening. We've got 200 people with us. Thank you for staying during this little delay for the final. We are new at organizing all this, so it's hard work for us. But a big thanks for everyone who stayed with us this evening. So past us already have 642, Thomas and Julian Smith. Coming past next is Zach Gilmore. Nick, you can call out the drivers if you want.
Okay, so on front row, it's 642, Nigel Thomas, next to Julian Smith in the 392 machine. And look at them, 25 cars lined up in turn number 1 and 2. What a brilliant sight. It's looking to be an absolute fantastic English Championship final.
As I see, Bob Lowe already offering to take out people unless people voted for Ryan Wright to be taken out. So I feel like he's in a bit of a position that people want to see him get done. Because after the couple of wins he's had already.
So then, second row, inside, it's Charlie Lopp, 980. Will he be able to take the first championship and the first final win in this online competition? He's got really good chances. He's well on pace, and he's got a really good starting position with second row inside. What can 980 do? Then it's 153, Ryan Wright, the two-time final winner now, on the outside of row 2. Row 3, inside, it is 321, Hardy Vellemer. On his outside, it's the first Scottish driver on scene, which is 667, Johnny Wood. Behind them, on the inside, is Rod Stewart in car number 993, with Darren Turner right next to him in the 379. As we are waiting for 379 to line up.
We see Phil Brazier going out for the third row of the grid, or are we up to fourth already? No, we are up.
We're up to fifth already. Row 5 it is, up next. With Will Brazier on the inside. And 227 Kingwell, I think it's John, on the outside.
As I can hear someone revving up his engine already. He really wants to get going.
Let's hope he doesn't blow his engine up.
As I'm having a look, as we go back to the rear end of the field at the lineup, we are looking at Jake Swan's car. And also looking at this meeting sponsor, Chatteris Garage, which says it down the side of his really nice sign-written replica of his real-life skin. We're having a quick look at the differential he's running. Let's have a look. Oh, no. No. I can see that diff is off-center, Nick. He's not gonna make it through past race scrutiny. And
so he's disqualified already.
Yeah, disqualified already.
Row 6 it is with 128, which is Craig Banwell. On his outside is Zach Gilmore, the former 1300cc stock car European champion. Row 7, it is 399 Atkins and 424 Rutters. Coming up next is Bo Blow, the action man, on the inside. Then it's number 18, Remco van Wezel. Another one of the crash kits. So this row seems to be dangerous. They will do their best, I'm sure, to put the bumper in one of the first bends. Up next follows 112, which is Kenny Vargemans, and on this outside, Jeremy van der Kratz, another red top.
Okay, so someone has just replied, better check no one has a painted rocker cover. I think we're going to have a look inside. Robert Grant,
Important.
I can tell you, he hasn't even got an exhaust on. Definitely
so you hear
disqualified. No, that rocker cover looks original, not unpainted. He gets away well with that one.
So in 10th row, it's 767. Sven de Jong on the inside. Peter Lowe is lining up on 10th row outside. And 11th row, it's 627. Kingwell on the inside. That's Aaron. And 684 on his outside, which is Ian McLaughlin. On row 12, it's Jake Swan and Jamie Sampson. And row 13, it will be Warren Darby, the wildcard winner. And look at that lineup. Look at that grid, Kevin. It's going to be a very good race, I'm sure.
As we're having a little zoom of the lineup we have with our wildcard winner, Warren Darby, up into last position. And we are rolling away.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Rolling lap. It's the English Championship final for the 2-litre National Saloon Stock Cars. 25 drivers, 25 drivers out there, 25 racing laps to determine who will be the 2020 English Championship winner.
As Johnny would seem to have stalled it on his rolling lap. I think that was a bit of a nervous knee for the start of that race.
And the green flag goes down. We're up on the way to racing. The Saloon Stock Car English Championship Final 2020. Julian Smith goes into the early lead. And Charlie Lopp is through already in 980. Charlie Lopp has got a UT. And round. As we already said, he's going to be a target of this race. And he's around already. And look at Charlie Lopp pulling away from the whole field. With Nige Thomas 612 being second. And Hannah Mulliman third.
As we see, we're gonna go on board with Charlie, because now already in the hard task of making it through all the back markers now. He's got a good lead, he's got a big lead, but is he going to be able to get away with it? As he is now navigating Sven de Jong, who gets put up in the post. But it's now, as he looks behind him, Julian Smith, who's already catching up with him, and he's taking the inside line. Oh, and Charlie Lopp's going around as well, Nick!
Julian Smith, the new leader of this one. Craig Banwell now.
Oh, he gets spun around as well!
And there goes Smith. So the leader of this race is really a target. And here's now Craig Banwell in the mirror of 392, which is Julian Smith. Here comes Banwell, and he goes up into the lead. Craig Banwell's leading the English Championship Final.
But Julian will no doubt get back at him. He will no doubt get back at him. And does he get spun out? Yes, he gets spun out and hits in the door. And we have got Julian Smith now leading the way. But what a performance by Charlie Lopp, because he's back up into second already. How has he missed that? How has he managed that?
Julian Smith it is, 392 in the lead with Charlie Lopp in second. Then it is Patrick Rutters, 424 in third. Here comes Greg Banwell, though, up the inside into third place. He's really trying to get the win in this English Championship Final.
I think we see Mr. Bob Blows lots of wheel, Nick. So that entertainment has gone.
Will Brazier went up the inside of Craig Banwell now. Here it comes Banwell back in there. What a battle for third. And I think Jeremy van der Kratz has made his way through the traffic and up to fifth place. Ryan Wright looks like he can't defend or make it 3 finals in a row, because he's quite a long way back.
Charlie Lopp gets put in a post, Nick. He's gone into a post from second place, and we now have Julian Smith leading with a 3-second gap. He is doing very well. He's got a good shot so far of winning this one, and we saw Craig Banwell up in second. He'll be very pleased with that as well. But now Jeremy van der Kratz, our Dutch driver and the first final winner of this season, now up into second, and he will be very determined to take this English Championship home, won't he, Nick?
Julian Smith goes up the inside of Jake Swan there. He is leading this race comfortably in front of Jeremy van der Kratz in second. Craig Banwell in third in car number 128.
Oh, he gets taken in by Jake Banwell! What a shot!
Van der Kratz straight through the fence there. Banwell now in second place with Jeremy van der Kratz in third. Lots of carnage going on. Julian Smith is losing quite a lot of time because he's in the middle.
Oh, he's going for a big one! And he spun everyone wide. And he's got a massive pack of cars behind him.
Look at that. Julian Smith goes very far. And here he goes. Peter Lowe tried to spin around Julian Smith there, but just couldn't make it. Van der Kratz back in second with Banwell third. Good fight between them two. But they, as long as they fight with each other...
Oh, Jeremy's been caught up in a pile-up, Nick. And he's lost.
Julian Smith is around. Nige Thomas went for it. And it's Craig Banwell. 1-8 back in the lead of the English Championship Final. Jake Swan now slowing down Julian Smith, and a little bit of team racing there between the two very good friends. Craig Banwell is leading it in car number 128. It's Julian Smith second.
Look behind him. Julian Smith is going in for a punt. Oh, he's going in at him.
Into the park car. What an English Championship final this is. Patrick Rutters right on the rear tail of 128 Banwell.
Julian catches a post. He catches a post, Nick. And it's now Craig Banwell up in the lead again.
Smith goes second, and then it's Patrick Rutters in third. And here comes Kingwell and takes out Banwell. Kingwell from an up down goes and takes out the leader, and it's Julian Smith back in the lead in 3.92.
It's Julian back in the lead again, but is everything still straight? Is everything still going? As there's a massive pilot going into the bend, and he's going with William McLaughlin.
Pretty much blocking the track there, and look who's back in front. Look who's in third place. It's Ryan Wright in 1853.
Oh, and Julian's gone round.
And Julian Smith is around, and Ryan Wright is leading the way. Ryan Wright is leading the way, and here comes Vargas. Oh my goodness me, it's Ryan Wright in the lead! Is he going to be able to do it 3 times on a trot?
What a drive by him. I thought he was completely gone. No chance left of winning this one. And there he is, all of a sudden, he's back up in the lead again. How is he managed this? Oh, he's gone in! He's been taken out by Warren Darby!
Oh my goodness me!
And now we have Julian Smith back in the lead again with Craig Banwell behind him!
Here comes Banwell and puts Smith straight into the post! Oh my goodness me! I can't believe it! Julian Smith back in the lead! Craig Banwell now puts one of the Kingwells into the fence and is running in second. It's Jeremy van der Kratz going down to fourth now because Velleman passes him.
Oh, he spun himself! The leader has spun himself, Nick, and it's now Craig Banwell back in the lead again.
I can't believe it. Craig Banwell back in the lead. We had like 50 race leader changes as it's Craig Banwell in 128 leading the way in this English Championship final. It was 5 laps to run next time, Mr. Starter. 5 laps to run. Craig Banwell in the lead from Hardy Velleman in second and Jeremy van der Kratz in third.
And worth mentioning, Ryan Wright in fourth. What a race for the lead. What a battle this has been. I can't wait for the last couple of laps to happen. But we still see, we are now on board with Mr. Craig, and he's only got 3 more laps to run, haven't he?
Craig Banwell in the lead, Jeremy van der Kratz is second, but he's got to go through that back marker traffic now. He's got about 5 seconds of a gap, so is that enough to take the English Open Championship final? Warren Darby is on the track there, pretty much blocking the traffic. 128 Banwell goes up the inside of Nigel Thomas now in the 642 machine. Second is still Jeremy van der Kratz with Ryan Wright in third. Will it be Craig Banwell? No one would have believed it.
He's been followed in!
He rejoins the action in the lead though. But Jeremy van der Kratz was retained there with 2 laps to go. Sorry, 3 laps to go. Craig Banwell gets taken out once again, gets stuck on the post, and it's Jeremy van der Kratz back in the lead. Jeremy van der Kratz is leading this English Championship final from Craig Banwell in second, and Ryan Wright is now trying to go up the inside of 128.
It's the last lap for Jeremy van der Kratz, Nick. It's the last lap going.
Here comes Ryan Wright now, goes in with a play to Craig Banwell. And
it's Jeremy going through the last bend of this final, where Jeremy takes home the English Championship.
Craig Banwell tries to sneak through the inside, hits the tyre, spins himself round. Jeremy van der Kratz is the new English champion. Ryan Wright takes second, Julian Smith third, Zach Gilmore takes fourth, HD Velleman takes fifth, Craig Banwell dropping down the place and now crossing the line backwards.
Crossing the line in reverse. What a race.
Championship final. I can't believe it.
Oh, what a race, Nick. Please let us know in the comments, boys and girls. What did you think of that one? This was amazing. This felt like a real championship race. I can't count how many lead changes we had. It was a great one. And we see our Dutch national points champion Jeremy van der Kratz celebrating his win. What a race! What a race! And I think it's a big shout out to Craig as well, because he's done a good job, hasn't he? He done so well in that one, and he's deserved a better position than that one.
Oh my goodness me! I just have to calm down a little bit.
Nick, can you give us a run through of the top 10 in our English Championship final, which was a great one, wasn't it?
The winner of the English Championship final and of the A-Drive tyre is Jeremy van der Kratz in car number H16. then it's in second place. It was Ryan Wright in 153. So he got really close to making it 3 times on a trot, but he couldn't just make it. Julian Smith finished up in third in 392. Then it was Zach Gilmore in 122 in fourth. Hardy Vellemat took fifth place in car number 321, with Craig Banwell in sixth place in car number 128. Will Brazier is the man who took seventh in 340, with Kenny Wagemans H112 in eighth. Nigel Thomas took ninth in this one in 642, and Remco van Wiesel took 10th in car number 18. And I will get the new English champion up to us, towards us now. Jeremy van der Kratz, new English champion 2020. How do you feel?
Yeah, excitement. Thank you.
Well done,
a
Jeremy.
great race.
What a race. Did you still think you were going to be able to win this one halfway through? Because I think you were really far down and everyone got a great lead, but you managed to fight your way back to the front again and managed to take that win in the last couple of laps. What a great race.
Yeah, it was hard. I was getting back in the middle of the race.
And Ivan Street replies as well, saying, "That was amazing, well done Jeremy, worth every penny." Congratulations on winning this, your brand new tyre, sponsored by Chatteris Garage as well. It's been great. Thanks a lot, Jeremy, well done. That was a great race, a great entertainment for everyone.
Yeah, thank you, and all sponsors involved. Thank you for joining. It has been a great race, and a great battle with Greg Benwell. He was leading a lot, but yeah, he's an aggressive driver, so he will take you out if you pass him. But I still win, so thank you.
Very well done, Jeremy. Thank you, and thanks for running the meeting as well. Our meeting admin that has also won our meeting final. Thank you, and good luck in the all-comers, Jeremy.
No problem. Thank you. Cheers.
So that was the opinion of your new English champion 2020. What a race it has been. We had so many different leaders. We had so many lead changes between all drivers. Absolutely unreal. That was, as Ivan Street said, worth every penny, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I got so excited, and I was so. I know. Last week it was Craig Bedwell with a last pre-race fix 5 minutes beforehand, and we spent all week trying to fix it on his computer. Spent evenings trying to sort it. He led all that final, and to be taken out on the last lap, I feel gutted for him. But that's stock car racing. You can't feel for anyone, but still, I kind of do for him because he deserved a good finish like that. But still, I hope he enjoyed it as much as we did watching it, because that was amazing fun.
And I'll just see the comment from Craig Banwell, 642, pull them belts tight on. So that's looking like a little bit of payback there after 642 took Craig Banwell out from a lap down. So it could be a very exciting all-comers race. All-comers, that means all drivers still going can join in for this one. And we currently have 33 cars on the server. So this could be a little bit of carnage, as drivers still keep joining, just as Matt Sterling there. Zach Gilmore is coming in and joining as well. So it's looking to be another good and action-packed race with 30 plus cars out there.
Yes, as we are already, it's been 2 hours since we started streaming, Nick, and we are already up into the last race, and I think we provided some good action tonight, haven't we? And I think Jeremy's going to be very, very happy with taking that win, because that was a hard-fought one. I think that has been the hardest fought final win thus far, because that was some action and some lead changes for that final to be decided. Good fun. And we still have a massive 200 people with us watching that one, and I hope all of you enjoyed it as much as we did, because I thought I was going to lose my voice if that race
So did I. So did I. Put up and down on my chair. I was sitting there like, oh my goodness me!
I kept rolling back. I started watching the final near my screen. I ended up in the back of my the back of my bedroom.
Oh dear.
Oh, I need to catch my breath a little bit as we are going for our last race of the evening. No doubt this will be somewhat of a continent versus continent race again, won't it, Nick? Even though we are calling it an all-comers, we will probably see some action and probably some paybacks, because I think we need to look at Craig Banwell trying to get back Knights Thomas, because he ran in Craig really hard in the last couple of laps, and no doubt Mr. Craig will try and get somewhat of a revenge, because he was deserving and a great drive of winning that final, and he just didn't manage to, because he got taken out in the last couple of laps.
I think he was leading it with like 3 laps to go, to be fair. And then 642 just came up from a lap down and took him straight out of the lead. A shame for Craig, really. But anyway, that's stock car racing. I'm sure this is going to be some carnage now. 33 cars currently ready to go into that all-comers.
Still, I think I'm going to watch back the replay of that finals and see how Ryan Wright even managed to get back up in the front after getting spun out twice and being a lap down at the start of the race and still nearly winning it. I don't know how he managed that one, to be fair.
I mean, Julian Smith, we didn't mention him so far. I mean, he was in the lead quite often as well. And he was going very, very well as well. But he went around, I think, 4 or 5 times in that race and still always managed to get back in the lead. At the end of the day, it just wasn't enough to win the English Championship final. But anyway, he's driven a great race, and I'm really happy with how the race has gone.
Yeah, that was worth the wait with the lineup and the grid getting done and everything. That was worth the, and it's so good to see that Julian, he put it on pole as well, didn't he? Yes, I think he had. Yeah, he came from pole position with Knights Thomas on the other side and being able to keep that position for so long. Great stuff, and so many strong drives from there, especially from B. And that's the positive thing about having such a long final, isn't it, Nick? You can get taken out from the start, and still fight your way back to the front all that way.
So the DJ is getting a little confused. Playing the wrong song right there. But I will try to sort it out now. Here we go. That's much better. One minute it is to start time for the all-comers.
Do you think I am a coward who loves you too? Who's left in your trap the day I die? Ooh, drive away. I'll go down these roads. No.
As we see the drivers going around in their practice session. That's just taking place before the all-comers.
I think it's going to be pretty chaotic with 30 plus cars out there, Nick.
Very true.
So did you get any word from our race leaders on how long it's going to be till the all-comers starts? I think we're about ready to go, aren't we?
Yes, they're just sorting out all the teams in the right channels so they can discuss how they're gonna do it.
So we're about to get ready for our last race of this evening. It's been an action-packed one, and we hope to see you all back for next week's one, because we've enjoyed it a lot, this one. I think the Bellevue track has provided some good stuff, and I think there's been some... I mean, that final was quite a something, wasn't it, Nick? I don't think we've had a race that action-packed before, and I think this all-comers race is not going to be much different with 30 plus cars out there, because I think there's going to be a lot of wheels flying and people getting ended up in posts, because there's about 10 more cars out there that have that haven't been out there all evening before in the couple of past races we've had. So I think we are about to go. Nick, Jeremy called the go for this one, and let's see how much damage can be done in this race at the Bellevue track. The last race of the evening, and to round off a good fun evening of racing, and hopefully see all the people that watch and all the drivers back again next week.
So then, session's getting skipped, and we're getting ready for the all-comers race. The last race of the meeting, sponsored by Chatteris Garage. Thank you, Ivan, once again for supporting us. It's been good that you've been on here all evening. I've seen that interacting with us. So already, thank you to everyone who is on the stream.
Ivan just replied saying there will be some bruises after this one. And definitely after the final, and probably even more so after the all-comers race, because I think that all-comers race is going to be full of paybacks.
Yeah. Probably a lot of grinders already turned on. A lot of welders as well. Ready to get the cars going once again. So then,
we are looking at a 34 car grid for the all-comers race. Thank you for everyone who's still watching. And I see someone reply to Craig about Nigel's hit. Get him onto the dog track, and no doubt people will end up at the dog track or even further. I think in this one.
going for a drink at the bar.
Yes. So, as the timer runs out, we will be lining up in our grades for this last event of the evening.
Here we go then. 34 cars out there for the all-comers.
As we see late arrival Jan-Harm Kingma. I think his paint's nearly finally dry. He's decided to turn up as well for this last one. So we see all our 30 plus drivers lining up for that all-comers race, and it's gonna be carnage. If it hasn't been a tale of survival yet this evening. What do I see here? Do I see Mr. 153 out on track?
A late arrival.
As usual.
As per usual. Just doing the all-comers. Let's see. It's all about a little bit of fun, so I'm not getting any points, obviously.
As we are we'll be joining you on board for this one for a little bit, Nick, to see how you manage as the sole German driver out there to survive this somewhat of a team race.
As the only German driver, yeah. So I'm going for Team Germany now. As we are getting ready now for the all-comers race. For the 2 Litre National Saloon Star Cars.
As we see the massive field of cars rolling past us, the 30 plus cars going around, and everyone's. It seems like someone's being spun out already. As we are on board with you, Nick. Show us how it's done. Make Germany proud as the sole driver in this one. Green flags and we are on the way. 18 laps of racing. See what can be done. As we.
Oh! Look at that pile up! Oh! I'm just getting oppoed. I'm getting some big head-ons. So first bruise is in already, I can tell you that.
As you are up into 17th place already, Nick. You've made it past halfway in the field.
Not for long, I guess. Oh shit. This is good fun to take part in.
Oh, and he gets taken out. Oh, what? What do we see here?
Just made it.
Jacek Momo has gone into the fence. I think it's worth having a look at where Mr. Craig Bedwell is right now. Oh, it's Warren Darby in the lead for England.
Oh my goodness me.
Mr. Crash Kid, Mr. Remco van Wezel is up in 3rd. Nick Antwerpen.
That's my name.
I see you up in 4th place. 4th place already. Suddenly he's not talking as much because he's being concentrated for once. Oh, I see.
I'm on my own, going for Team Germany, and I'm up to 3rd. I mean, that's an achievement.
As
and I can see the leader once again. Oh no, I get taken out by Team Ireland.
Let's just see a couple of cars with wheels off everywhere. Wow, he gets put in a post.
Oh my goodness me.
What is happening? I think I'm looking at a banger race again. A bonger race.
A bonger race. Oh no, who just came off the infield? That was Eddie Darby.
There's wheels rolling everywhere around the track. There's wheels rolling everywhere. So we have Nick Antwerpen up into 3rd. Johnny Wood is leading the way for Team Scotland. Kenny Wagemans has just spun him out for the lead of Team Holland. Still see a cheeky Mr. Nick Antwerp, who's again, just like at Nuts Corner a few weeks ago, commentating, not as much commentating now, but racing at the same time, making his way through a massive pileup.
Go Germany! Help! I don't want to lead this yet.
As Joshua Beatty says, it's a bonger race.
It's a bonger race. Oh my goodness me.
That's cars everywhere around the track.
It feels even worse than a banger race.
So give us your thought. What are you looking at? What is your tactic in this way? Give us your
I'm just
insight.
going around. To be honest, I'm just going around very slow and avoiding cars. I mean, as long as you don't get stuck in all the parked cars, you're going quite alright, I reckon. As Jake Swan just tried to take me out on Oppo. Oh my God, so it's Remco van Wezel for Team Holland.
Oh, pile up!
Oh no.
Oh, he's going round. So what do we have here? You're still in the lead.
I'm still in the lead somehow.
Jake Swan
Jake Swan is stopping me. Oh. I think everyone is trying and aiming for me, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh my goodness me.
So we now have Jeremy from the Kratz up in second again, while he follows in Johnny Wood for a big crash. And it's Jeremy from the Kratz in second, and Kenny Wagemans in third. So Team Holland is doing quite well again. Oh, and Jeremy loses a wheel. He's done. It's done and over for him. Wow.
Oh my goodness me, what did Remco van Wezel just do there?
As we see Johnny Wood leading the way still. And who do we have up here? You're back into second, Nick. As I see you, yes, navigating all the wreckage in front of you, taking a picture.
I tried to. Oh no!
So, Kenny Wagemans is flying the flag for Team Holland. With
Nice one, Kenny.
about 2 laps to go, I think. What am I looking at, Nick? Can you tell me what I'm looking at?
God. You're looking at carnage. That's what it is. Pure carnage. I think I have a flat tire as well, but I'm still as quick as everyone else because everyone's just flying over the track.
That comes everywhere.
Everybody's on up. What the heck is happening? Drop blockage there. And here we go! Up the inside into the lead! Team Germany, here we go! Oh! Go!
Yes!
Help! Yes! Ah! No! Remco's coming once again! Help! Help! No!
Kenny Wagemans is about to... Where is he? Oh, he's not... Oh.
Lost the tire now, finally.
Oh, that was a fun... That was a fun way of relieving some stress at the end of a very stressful evening, getting everything sorted. Everyone was on it this evening, very...
So...
the Dutch people won again! Kenny Wagemans, here goes past us, well done for taking the win.
Team Germany was leading by with 1 lap to go, but got taken out by everyone. Oh my god.
That was good fun. I mean, after an evening of serious racing, sticking to the rules is always fun to end up with a bit of fun, isn't it? Everyone's had a bit of a go, letting all the tensivity go of being serious all evening and trying to race properly. We finish it off with a bit of fun. It's been good. I think I had a great evening. Did you as well? I hope everyone who's been watching had good fun as well. And we're exciting to come back next week for our
World Championship qualifying round number 1.
Yes.
Around Quimond. So thank you everyone for watching. Thanks for staying with us. We will be back next week with some more of the same when we're up in Scotland. We say bye bye, have a good night, and see you next week.
Thanks a lot everyone for watching. It's been good again. Thank you for your support. Ivan, thanks again for sponsoring this, and see us next week in Scotland at the track of Quimond. Thank you and good night.